coming at us today with chili. We have Stenny's down in Walker's Point. We've got Curly's out in Lake Pewaukee. We've got Paloma out in Tosa, Stubby's on the east side, and then our friends over at the Brass Monkey in West Dallas. All of you have fantastic chili out there. We appreciate it. Our direct supply team has some chili as well. I'm going to go ahead and bring some prettier faces onto the stream, the ones that are judging it for us here. We've got Doug, we've got Maddie, we've got Sam, Dan, and Jason. I've got all the judges. Judges, how are we doing real quick? Can I get a thumbs up or do we need SOS? I've got Pepto-Bismol for you. I'm not getting paid for this. This is free advertising for Pepto and Tums. So you guys need it. You just send the alarms through the other set of doors. So one of the chilies you're testing, believe it or not, is an internal one from a guy named Tim and TS. Tim signed up for a virtual chili contest thinking, hey, this is a great way to interact. But Tim's down in Texas. Tim.
Hello.
How are you doing with your how's the chili out in Texas? How are you guys doing down there?
I mean, I'm doing great. It's still mid-70s here. Still got the pool open. So I'm doing good. I hope the chili's doing good in Milwaukee.
Judges, have you gotten a cold one that may have been shipped from Texas? Have you guys? Oh, you guys found one. Oh, you guys found the cold one. Sorry, Tim. Christian did not get it. He did it in time. I apologize.
Well, then he lied to me.
It's okay. Here's what I'm going to do for you, Tim, is that you've sent me a presentation, and you've sent me a presentation on how the chili came from Texas, and I'm going to share it on the screen here with everybody, and we're going to run through it real quick on just how this happened. All right, so we'll try and get the judges who are just smoking that chili out of there so we can get in your big, beautiful mustache on there a little bit better. Tim, walk me a little bit through here. So you jump on and you realize, holy smokes, I got to get this chili up to Milwaukee somehow, right?
Yep. Yeah. After I emailed you and said I was interested, you which I didn't know enough details. You said, okay, Tim, you're submitting a chili for the TS team. So that's when I realized with great horror that I had to get a chili there in person. So I reached out to my leader and told him, hey, I signed our team up for the chili. I think the only way this will work is to ship it if you're willing to bring it in. And he said yes. So pretty much right after that phone call, I ran and got the stuff to get this chili done. So yes, on this first slide is step one. I started smoking a pork shoulder. I prefer charcoal with any fruit flavored chips. These were a blend of apple and cherry. And this first step to get it up to the initial temperature probably took 3 to 4 hours. So if I want to go to the next slide, with that the time it took, I decided to do my a fun morning routine. My favorite one called Kegs and Eggs. And as you can see, the first step for this activity is to reach for the eggs themselves. You can go to the next slide.
And that's a Madison classic. Tim, do you have any? Oh, there it is.
And then step two is to you accidentally miss the eggs and you grab a beer. And then if you have the time, you can repeat those steps 1 and 2 as many times as you please. So if you go to
and Tim, this was all on a Wednesday, right? I believe you guys have your stand-up meetings at around 9 a.m. and you got this started at around 6 a.m., right? Correct?
Oh, I'd say the day of the week isn't important to this.
All right, next slide, Dan. Here we go.
Yep, and I wrote after a few eggs, quote unquote, you remember that you're pretty good at smoking meat, but you need to learn how to make some chili. So just had to Google a quick recipe for that, and then started chopping up those veggies. I prefer to do it in a Dutch oven, and you'll see why. So I softened up the onions in there.
Looks beautiful. Okay.
And then I added added the rest of the vegetables and some tomato juice just to get some moisture in there. And now I had a few extra hours of another break. So I decided to do my mid-morning activity, one of my favorite ones. I call it the work from home. And you grab your favorite boxed wine out of the fridge, or I don't know if you keep it in a cabinet. And then next slide.
I mean, keeping it in a fridge, that's prime real estate. I mean, I don't know if the box wine is worth,
It was a vintage 2019, so I thought it had to stay cold.
For that, well then, hey, my apologies. You've got to keep that one. You got to keep that one cold. Yes, you're correct. Oh, 34 glasses, I see.
Oh, yeah. Step two, pour it in your favorite coffee mug.
So the box says 34 glasses, Tim, but in all reality, I think, you and I, 34, divide by 2, maybe divide by 4.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's typically around 15, right?
Yeah.
Where it's at.
Some fun math I found when my wife and I were trying to assemble a large collection or we just want to see how many bottles of wine we could get for the cheapest. So we weren't finding anything really for cheaper than $4 or $5, but I told her a box is actually close to 7 bottles, and this specific flavor is $10 at Walmart. So it's a bulk win.
It's a win, and you're feeling good at this point. Now, what do you do?
Step 3: join your meeting, whatever meeting you got going on. Just enjoy it.
That looks very familiar to us at the Rec Supply. So you get this smoked meat, you get it up to a certain temp, right?
Yep. Yeah. After for pulled pork, I like to get it to about 160 internal, and then wrapping it just gets that heat blasted up and some moisture added back to about 195.
Perfect.
So this is the top one is after it's done in the foil. The far left, that's actually the bone in the shoulder, and that just pulls right out because the meat's gotten nice and tender, and the rest is everything just shredded up and ready to be
falls right off the bone.
Oh yeah.
So now we're starting to add it to what the chili recipe is, huh?
Yep. Yeah. So now everything's combined. Those are all the seasonings on there: brown sugar, chili powder, et cetera, et cetera. So actually, when you add it like that, you actually lose a lot of the smoke flavor from all those seasonings. So the last step of the chili is to take that whole Dutch oven uncovered, throw it back in the smoker, and for another 3 to 4 hours for another last activity for the day, which if you go to the next slide, I call it the bedtime. And the steps are pretty simple. Pour a glass of spiced rum next to a Coke can. Kind of disregard the Coke and just enjoy some spiced rum on its own. And then remember to take the chili off.
There you go. There you go. I love the pours. I've got a friend out there, and we call that the Kyle, is what we call.
That's awesome. And so because this was going to go, I think I was telling you yesterday, to ship it overnight actually was more expensive than to buy a plane ticket and actually just bringing it to Direct Supply in a backpack. So I got some pricing from FedEx, and to do their normal ground shipping was actually pretty cheap. It was like $30, but I wanted to make sure everything stayed safe. So everything was jarred up and frozen solid. So that's the next morning.
Perfect.
Those are all frozen, everything wrapped up, and for staying from breaking in there and getting glass shards added in. Then I just filled the whole thing with ice packs. I actually did go to a place to get some dry ice, but they were sold out. So I just loaded the thing up with $1 ice packs.
I will say this, Tim, your boss just sent us an email. I will confirm the chili did come in hot for you. It did not show up cold, Christian. 2 thumbs up. You did a fantastic job.
Yeah, he was ready. So, as I said, this is a simulated image. This is me using UPS to send the chili to Christian. And then, so I had made this slide before he received it. So I did it. I was able to add some photos he took of it arriving at his house, and he actually temped it, and it came in within the ADA recommended temperatures for cold food storage. So you guys are all safe.
You were probably one of the only people that used that page on correct temperature for chili shipments. So
yes. Thank you. And this is the last slide, just me wanting to win.
Yeah. So Tim, this is a fantastic story.
Thank you.
Classic nickname Danny details that I have. I definitely forgot to share the details with you, but I appreciate your hard work in trying to get a solution in place. I took a whiff of the chili. It smells fantastic. I'm really jealous of our judges back there right now getting able to try it out. So Tim, my man.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. I hope nothing but the best for your chili. Your story hopefully brought smiles to people's eyes or smiles to people's faces, and really enjoyed jumping on here, Tim. Thank you very much, partner.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate it. Thank you, Dan.
Have a good one.